Hi all! In this video, we're looking at topic 14, lesson 2, and in this topic, we're going to be looking at data sets. First, let's look at how can we describe data distribution, which means how data values are arranged. We do this by looking at its overall shape, its center, and the least and greatest values. So here's some descriptions that we can use when we're talking about data distribution. The spread out to left or right, meaning how far to the left is it? How far to the right is it? Is there more data to the right of the chart, or is there more data to the left of the chart? What is the least value? What is the greatest value? Where the center is, and what does the overall shape look like? Does it look like a curve? Does it go up in one section and then down and then up again? Does it just arch the whole way? What shape is the data? Now, every once in a while, when we're plotting our data on a chart, we have something called an outlier that comes up. An outlier is an extreme value with few data points located near it. You'll need to look at how big your data graph is to figure out if you have an outlier or not. Usually, I'd say there needs to be, if there's about 15 to 20 points on your data chart, there should be 5 or more spaces between the main bulk of the data and your outlier, whether it's at the beginning or at the end. Let's look at a graph and solve a couple problems together. Here we have a graph showing temperatures. These temperatures happen to be in May of a year. You can see that we have our start at 80 on our graph and our end are at 70 and our graph ends at 80. However, let's look at what the lowest and the highest temperature are. Well, my lowest temperature that has data above it is 70 degrees. So my answer for the lowest would be 70 degrees. However, while 80 is the last number on this graph, it has no data above it, which means that 78 is actually my highest temperature. So the lowest temperature that we have shown by data is 70 degrees, and the highest temperature shown with data is 78 degrees. Let's look at another question. Around where is the center of the data? Now I know we have between 70 and 80 on our graph shown, and it'd be really tempting to put, say, 75. However, 78 is the actual highest and 70 is the lowest. So what I like to do is get my fingers out, and I like to move closer each time, and I can see that 74 would be about the center. I would also accept 73 degrees or 72. Somewhere in there would be the center of the amount of data that we have. So we would have 72 degrees to 73 degrees. You can see there's some data here, and there's not as much data on the other side of 72 or 73. So that shows that that's our center point. It also happens to be one of the higher points, but that's just a coincidence. Let's look at one last question. Are there any outliers, and how do we know? Well, we can see right here that there's 78. There's nothing next to it. It might be tempting to say that 78 is an outlier. However, there's only 1 degree separating it between 76. If we didn't have anything at 78, and maybe we had another number over here at 84 or 85, that would be an outlier. However, since 78 degrees is not separated from 76 very much, there are no outliers in this problem. So no. And how do we know? Because there's not enough information separating 78 from the rest of the data. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching and have a great day.